fucking floor or walk all over it. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Red Wine and Chaos.
Hey.
I'm Ash.
It's Lar.
And we may or may not have a little surprise guest pop her voice in. So if she does, we have our friend Weezy with us.
Weezy. For the people, do you want us to use your government name, or would you like to remain?
We can just say
Weezy.
Steph.
Yeah,
It's our girl. It's our girl Weez. We call her Weez.
The kids call her Aunt Weez.
Aunt Weez. Aunt Weez is in the building.
Hey, everybody.
Aunt Weez is in the building. And we having like a small girls' night because a lot of our crew couldn't make it today. But what better way than to throw around the podcast raw and drink some wine, because we have a good one today.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of wine to spare.
Yes.
So I get 4 boxes a year, but then I always forget at Christmas time. I get a bonus box. And so it's like 5 boxes. And so now I have boxes that I can't fit on the shelf.
And if we don't drink them fast enough, John gets really upset. So we're
Christmas to you.
He thinks they go to waste.
Yeah, it's true. All of us.
We all get to reap the benefits. So we pulled a Pinot tonight because, well, that's my favorite. And I know Weez likes her Pinots. Mm-hmm. She does like her whites, but she is indulging with us tonight. It's Forbes Creek Vintage Collection. It's a 2017 out of California. It's nice. It is aromas of fresh summer plum, wild strawberry, and lavender blossom with hints of crushed purple basil. The palette starts with flavors of bright Bing cherry and finishes with notes of plum and red raspberry. This Pinot would pair wonderfully with grilled salmon over, wow, I can see that. Mm-hmm. Mushroom risotto with scallops or a margarita pizza. First of all, I'll take one of each. All of those things that you just listed off because it sounds fantastic. All of those sound amazing. Secondly, I can really taste the strawberry in this. I don't know why, but I can taste the strawberry in this.
I can really taste the basil.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on, I need a
As soon as you said basil, I was like, that's it. There it is.
You said plum, right?
Yep.
So I taste the plum.
You can taste the plum?
Yeah, but it's delicious.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. It's very, very good. It's on the sweet side. Is it too sweet for you? Heading in that direction?
It is, but honestly, because I can taste the basil, it saves it.
Because it's a little bit of savory with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It cuts the sweet for you.
John and I drank that.
Maybe it's because I can taste pasta fagioli.
I know, John made that. It's
fantastic
so
soup.
Good.
Yeah. John made basically like a copycat version of Olive Garden's pasta fagioli, and it was fire. And I'm still...
It's so good.
But it was very herby.
Yeah.
And so I can... Maybe that's why I can taste
This would be good with that.
What the fuck were we doing?
We missed the boat.
I was drinking water.
That's stupid. We're stupid.
Hydration is underrated.
So, anyway...
I'm gonna go 3.
Are you?
Yeah, you're not, but I'm going to.
I probably would give it just a 2.5 because it is a little on the sweeter side, but it's still a really good Pinot.
Okay, we do a 1 to 3 scale. 1 being, 2 being that's pretty good, and 3 being I really really like it.
Oh, I'm digging it. I'm gonna go 3.
You're gonna go 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3. I love it.
Perfect.
All right then.
And it's a beautiful bottle too. It's classy. It's black with gold label. I always like to. I eat with my eyes. I evidently drink wine with my eyes as well.
Maybe if we can get our shit together, we'll post a picture of it for you.
Oh, my God. Well, don't count on that. You say that now, we're going to promise them something, and then we're going to forget.
Anyway, so 2.5, 3 cheers. Mostly 3 cheers.
Cheers.
For this, what's
clink,
it
clink,
called
clink.
again?
Oh, you would.
Forbes Creek.
Thank you.
All right.
We's in on the wine review.
3 cheers.
3 cheers. So,
all right.
So, bring us in. What are we doing today, Ash?
So today, because we bossed Weez into coming on with us.
We voluntold her. We voluntold her that she is. I do that all the time at work. I volunteer
Voluntel
This is
people.
coming full circle
Yeah.
because I voluntel Eric things
all the time. Right,
Well, just so you know, you're coaching a Little League team. Great.
FYI.
Yes. Oh, that's exciting for him.
Right.
So, because we voluntold Weez that she's coming on today, we thought we would go back to another Am I the Asshole?
Am I the Asshole is fun. And I got a lot of feedback on that episode from like other people. The lady who works for the graphic design company that does our graphic design work was like, I'm listening in your office right now, or in my office right now to your Am I the Asshole? And she was like, this is hilarious. And so it's a easy, fun, light, well, we might be a little dark right now based on my choices, but
Laura picked these ones.
Yeah,
this
I
time.
picked these today. They were a little bit more funny when Ash was picking them, but we're gonna get a little deep here, only because this shit is wild. And this first one that I read. Anyways, it's a good one to be able to mix up with people and get their different perspectives because
that's what makes the world go round.
Right?
Or different perspectives.
Yeah. This is gonna be good.
Yeah. Read it. Let's go.
So yeah, just to those of you who have not, and we already told Weez what the deal is, we'll give you a little Am I the Asshole, little header there of the situation, then a little background. This one's a little lengthy, so I'll try to sum it up and not read every paragraph on here. But first one, and for everyone listening, Ashley and Stephanie have not heard these yet, so you're gonna get their very first reaction to these questions.
Let's go.
This one, okay. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for making my husband choose between me and his son? So a little bit of background. 39-year-old female is married to a 49-year-old male, and he has a son who is 19 from an ex-wife. The child, his name is A. We'll leave him at A. Not that anybody who knows who this is. Has been hostile towards me, blamed me for his parents' divorce, despite his dad not meeting me until 3 years after. I've tried my best to spend time with him. I've been respectful of all the boundaries he set with me. He still hates me. It was fine with me as long as he didn't treat me like shit because he hates me. Well, then he started treating me like shit, basically, right? When they found out they were getting married. He threw a fit, said his dad needed permission before marrying me, and then he wouldn't come to the wedding. His dad and I let it slide, sat down with Avery. It's Avery. Sat down with Avery. Avery's busted to figure out he was upset. It didn't work, and he refused to see us until the wedding. Then at the wedding, Avery objected to them being married in front of everybody.
Oh, good Lord.
And asked to make a speech in front of everyone later in the night. And in his speech, he told everyone what a horrible person I was, that I was responsible for his parents' divorce, and that I was a dirty homewrecker. Dave drove Avery back to his mom's. The damage was done, and several guests assumed Avery was telling the truth. My wedding night was ruined, and so on and so forth. He's continued to treat me like shit since then. And then finally, Dave and I, Dave is her husband's name, so Dave, Avery, and this other lady. Avery and I had come over for dinner because Avery wanted to come, actually. Long story short, when I went to get dessert and Dave wasn't there, Avery confronted me in the kitchen and began screaming at me and told me that I was a horrible person, as well as some other not so nice things. Dave eventually came in, Avery left, and I got pissed. I told Dave I was tired of his son constantly attacking me, treating me like shit because of something he knows didn't happen, and that I'd put up with his bullshit for the last 6 years. I told him he had to make a choice between me and Avery because I wasn't putting up with Avery's shit any longer, and if it was a requirement of being married to Dave, I'd be filing for divorce. Dave told me it wasn't fair to make that decision, and I told him it might not have been fair, but it wasn't fair of him to let his son harass and attack me for years. Am I the asshole for making my husband choose between me and his son? Your mouths are both on the floor. Yeah. Pick your jaws up, ladies.
What I've noticed with these Am I the Asshole stories are that old saying happens, right? There's always my side, your side, and the truth.
Swear to God, like the first thing I thought was, well, there's two sides to
Correct.
every story, so I need the other kids, like Avery, I need his perspective. I need to know, right? Like,
so that's what I've noticed is that you don't get that with these. So I don't know, like, my first instinct is, well, where the fuck was the dad?
Right.
He needs to be the mediator, the moderator in this situation, in this scenario.
Facts.
Also, Avery is 19 fucking years old.
Right.
yeah, he's a child still.
Yeah.
But he's not a child. He's not 5 throwing a tantrum.
No, I mean,
No.
He needs to be held responsible for his actions, don't get me wrong. And I'm about to read you an update, which is even deeper.
Yeah, but he's still 19. You're not emotionally mature enough, I don't think. And if he's obviously he's having issues and he's struggling from the divorce, right? So divorce is tough on kids at any age. Like, it's tough when they're young. It's tough when you're a teenager. It's tough when you're an adult, right? Like, it's just this, your world is kind of shattered and thrown into something, and then they always want someone to blame. Who's the easy person to blame?
Yeah.
Right? The new person coming in sometimes. So
I will say this, you know, when you get involved in a relationship with somebody and you have children outside of each other's relationship, that's something that is always going to be a very serious decision, because you are not just marrying your partner, you're marrying their family, their kids. And so
absolutely.
I don't know if I would call her an asshole, but I would say that's pretty kind of that's a little bit bogue. I think for her to tell him that he has to choose between his son and her, I think that could have been potentially handled differently. Like, again, we don't know the full story. Did you guys try and attempt to spring for family therapy and counseling, or does he need to seek individual, like,
Or did Dave intervene? Like, did you have that conversation first? Like,
Right.
Dave, I'm trying here. I need your help.
right?
Can you help me get to a place where he's not berating me in the kitchen?
Right.
But and
you
then
know.
the situation at the wedding is outrageous.
Right.
He never should have been handed a microphone. He should have,
Right.
to say those things. And
I will say this too. I wonder what the ex-wife's, the mother of Avery, plays as well, because in a fairly healthy co-parent, you don't have to be you don't have to be besties with your co-parent. You know, you don't have to be best friends, but you have to be respectful, or you should be respectful for the sake of your child. And if the other parent, if the bonus parent is a level of support, love, you know, and everything for the child, and not there to harm them. If, and again, we don't know this lady. Are you truly a bitch? We know, how are you treating Avery? Are you being cool? We don't know. But if you truly are, and there's just that acting out, then the mother should be getting involved to then back and support, you know, that. But there's so many layers to that, because you don't know how their relationship ended. It's just, it's so deep. It's so deep.
Does it say how long they've been divorced?
It did not.
Because that's another
But
factor,
let
too.
me read you
Well,
the update.
well, before that, like, we're all mothers, right?
Right.
So if someone told me to choose between them and my child, no matter how my child was acting, that's a very, very clear, easy choice for me.
Well, that's why I think on her behalf
it's
it was slightly reckless. Like, chick, what do you expect? He's gonna, I certainly would hope that he would side with that of his son, because it's his child. He has an obligation to his child. You, as a woman marrying into that, again, I don't know how long they've been married. I don't know how long, but it seems like you're kind of quick to throw in the towel. Like, I know it got deep, but you're kind of quick to throw in the towel, just to be like, I'm done. Like, you're supposed to ride for your partner.
Well,
and
this is
that
a
includes
19-year-old
struggles.
too, right?
Yeah.
So this isn't like someone, probably like a child living in the home. This is like
Right.
an occasional visit.
Right. It sucks, don't get me wrong, but how do you work through that? It would be a lot easier to work through that with a 19-year-old than a 13-year-old.
I also, thinking about being a mother, I would never let my child behave that way.
Right.
If I was that Avery's mom
Or dad.
or dad.
Yeah.
Yes, I would never, like, if
I
I
would've
found out,
I'd
I'd
have
put my foot in his ass.
I'd have form tackled that motherfucker at the reception. Are you kidding me? I'd have went straight and grabbed that
It would have
mic
been
and
exit.
bunked him straight on the head. Like,
Yeah, he
what
would
are
have been-
you
he would have been
doing?
drugged
It
out.
wouldn't even have an opportunity to get that far. So, you know, is Avery a little entitled, spoiled bitch? Possibly. I think Avery's the motherfucking asshole in this situation, if we're being real
I mean,
here.
let's be honest. After the objection at the ceremony, Avery does not get to come to the reception, right?
Listen-
Like, he does. Yeah, you spoke your piece, and now we're done.
Listen to this, though. Wait, brace yourselves.
No.
Winter is coming. But brace yourselves. Since AITA platform doesn't allow violence, this update is being posted to my profile. To start, about 2 weeks after my post on AITA, Avery stabbed me. Dave allowed him over to spend time with him, and I was making myself lunch. To make a long story short, Avery grabbed a knife from the knife block, and I had to be rushed to the hospital. Filed a police report. There wasn't enough evidence to make an arrest, and Dave was furious with me. I don't know about this chick. Sometimes parts of her stories be left out. Why wasn't there enough to make an arrest? As soon as I was released, I ran. I'm currently staying with my sister. I'm safe, thank you. Everyone who asked, I filed for divorce. I'm working on getting a restraining order. I'm also going to work on getting myself into therapy once the world isn't going batshit crazy, though that might take a while. I definitely need it. To those who told me that I made this post up for karma, thank you. It was totally obviously made up for karma. Well, okay. Bitch, you might be the asshole.
Holes are not.
Yeah.
Holes are not, though, like,
I mean,
unless she stabbed herself.
Yeah, but I know. But if he blatantly stabbed her, how is there not enough to make an arrest? The kid is 19 years old. He can be tried as an adult. What is the whole... Some chicks do stab themselves if they want to... If she might be a fucking crazy bitch and try to stab herself to get the kid out of there.
Ooh.
For real?
Ooh, there's a layer.
There's a
layer. You just went...
It could happen.
Oh, you just went ID.
I don't know, ma'am. I get it, but
the old detective in the tribe over here is going deep.
I think there's a number of reasons why there isn't enough evidence. And there are some coming to mind that I'm not gonna say out loud.
Say it.
Is there a picture? Is that poor woman black? And those men are white?
Oh. No, there's no picture. No.
I mean, we're already dark. Let's just...
Oh, so there are a lot of... You're saying there's a lot of
so
factors.
many different factors as to why there's not enough evidence.
That's true,
like,
yeah.
What if he has an alibi that the police officers just believed? Or, like, there's so many things.
What if the dad lied for the son?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And had the
so
son's back and now...
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of fucking factors here.
There is.
And I think they're all a bunch of assholes.
The whole lot of them.
Yeah.
The whole lot. Everyone's an asshole.
Everyone's an asshole in this story.
Everybody gets the asshole award for that one. Well, staying on the topic of crazy ass parenting
Not
and
stabbing,
children.
I hope.
No,
Okay.
but this one is equally as disturbing. I think.
Oh my God, Laura.
Here, cheers. We're going to need to get through
Yes,
this.
the bottle's right here. Here you go, Ash.
Yep,
Here you go.
more.
Here you go. You got an empty glass.
Finished mine because everybody in the first fucking story was an asshole.
The ending.
Am I the
stabbing.
asshole for moving countries without telling the father of my unborn child? I'm currently 7 months pregnant.
That was greedy.
The closer I get to giving birth, the more demands my ex has been making, and he doesn't want to compromise on anything. I already know co-parenting with him isn't going to be easy. Honestly, I read a lot of scare stories, which made it seem like a lot of courts favor their citizen over the other foreign parent, and I know it would have been harder for me to move after giving birth. So I secretly made arrangements for me to move back to my home country, and I left without telling my ex.
Oh, home country. Okay.
When he noticed, he was blowing up my phone, demanding to know where I was and telling me to come back after I told him what I had done. He flew here, and we had a big fight over my refusal to move back to where I was living. And he also said I was completely in the wrong because I hadn't even spoken to him before I decided to move, and I also never informed him once I was safely here. My ex is a dual citizen and has citizenship in my home country, so I feel like this puts us on a more even playing field when it comes to custody. However, I think the way I handled it may have made me an asshole. So, am I the asshole? I'll go last.
I'm going to assume that she has family in her home country, and she's clearly not with this man. And therefore, her moving back is justified.
Where, like, she needs a support system.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
needs...
There wasn't the
Now,
question.
I know. I'm trying to...
You're getting there? Okay.
Jesus.
I was just making sure you...
This is a tough topic, though.
I feel like she maybe didn't... I think she's the asshole because while she doesn't need his permission because they're not together, there is no legal bind yet. I still feel like she probably could have been like, hey, I'm moving home.
There needed to be
Just
a
an
conversation.
FYI.
There needed to be a conversation. Mm-hmm. Like, they're sharing a child, a human, which is a part of both of them. And if there's no reason why the father shouldn't be a part or be an active parent, there's no backstory to that saying, like, he wouldn't be a good dad.
Yeah.
He didn't say he didn't want to be a part of it or anything. That child deserves both parents. And so... being the woman, like, we're the ones that carry the child, right? Mm-hmm. We have a little bit more power in that situation. So from a man's perspective, I can't imagine having a child on the way and then the woman just leaving like that without having a conversation with me.
What are, if we have any lawyers that are listening, I'd really like to know what the legal ramifications of that are.
Yeah.
If there are any.
So, well, it's tough to say not knowing the context of the country, right?
I'm going to assume
She's moving back to the U.S.?
it's either, it's a Canada-U.S. thing.
You're getting a Canada vibe.
Oh, yeah.
You old,
In a Canada vibe?
you old East Sider.
I know.
You old
I
Detroit
am.
girl.
Um,
One's from Windsor.
I would say...
South Lyon.
It's fine.
I would say that, again, moving home to get support absolutely makes sense. I don't find fault for anybody for doing that whatsoever. A lot of holes in the story as well. That's a problem with AITA. We don't have all the info, but I do think, having been somebody who conceived a child not being married, that to do something like that without telling the other parent, I think that's wild as fuck.
That's what I mean. Like,
I think that's real radical.
I don't think she necessarily needed to get his permission, but I think she should have had the conversation.
No, you absolutely should have had the conversation. I don't, again, depending on the laws, I don't know what country they're in, but knowing the little that I know about child custody laws, you don't necessarily have to have the permission unless there's already some sort of agreement, and the child's still unborn. So that's a tough one. I don't know. That's a little bit sticky, I think.
Isn't that also a risk? And this I am the asshole right now. But isn't that kind of a risk you assume where, like, if that man, right, if he truly wanted to be in that kid's life and they were not together, he and her, anybody should make arrangements prior to the child being born to put things in place to fight for that kid. I mean, could you have had those custody
legally? Can you start that though before?
Can you start the process before the child's born?
Yeah, can you?
I have no idea.
There's holes, right? There's a lot of holes.
I have no idea.
You don't. I find myself in a rock and a hard place because, again, I think she should have had the conversation, but you don't have to have a conversation with your partner to have an abortion.
No, but if you don't, that's an asshole thing to do too.
But you should.
Yeah.
But what if you know? What if it was a one-night stand? There's so many.
Well,
it's
so many.
Someone else's child. It's still right?
But you don't have to.
No, you don't have to. You're not.
I'm not saying that should be the norm.
Right. Yeah,
you don't have to.
You're not mandated. What that boils down to is ethics and morals.
Sure.
Yeah, like what type of morals do you have as a human being?
So she could have very easily just not told that man that she was pregnant, moved back home, and then there'd be no problem.
That would be an
asshole.
That would be a real asshole move. But yes.
But
for not only the father but the child also, right? Like,
sure.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, she's not getting off on the right co-parenting foot here,
right? Right. Yeah, you're not starting
off a good co-parenting relationship here by just.
Am I in agreement that she's the asshole in this scenario? Absolutely. But I also think there's a lot of things that she doesn't have to do.
Right. Like, I think she's an asshole for not telling him or speaking to him prior.
Correct.
But I do support her move in the sense where she needs people around her. She needs her village. She needs her support to raise this child.
Right.
I think she
she
answered the question for us anyways, because if you're feeling like you're an asshole, chances are you probably are.
Didn't she say it at the end too?
That's what I'm saying. You called yourself out, chick. You said, I'm feeling a little asshole-ish. Yeah, that was a dick move. Like you said, like however it proceeds from here, that shit is tainted.
The trust is broken.
It's tainted, and it's already hard enough to co-parent with somebody that you're not in a relationship with as it is. So why make it even more difficult?
And trust, right?
Yeah,
any relationship, like for me anyways, is based on trust, right? So once someone violates or breaks that, it takes a lot to rebuild that, to get back there.
Absolutely.
If you can.
Absolutely.
If you can, you know.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yep, that's wild. Chick, I'm sorry, I have to call you asshole in that. She didn't give her name. It's not Avery, but she's definitely.
Is that a theme? Is that a theme for
She's
tonight?
definitely the asshole in this situation.
She didn't stab anybody.
But hopefully they can work through it. You know, that was wild though. That was wild. That was wild to her. It was wild to her. I definitely think she owed him a conversation, at least to say, "Hey,
Yes.
I'm. This is my decision, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm willing to work with you for whatever. And these are my reasons why." She's not obligated to have to stay there, no, but that sure is a dick move on her behalf. So sorry. Yeah, she knew she was the asshole on that one.
Well, and then with you two, you both have sons, right? Like I have a daughter, so my perspective.
You're thinking of the
but
woman.
you guys both have sons, right?
Oh,
so
yeah. If somebody did that to my son, I'd be devastated.
Right? Like where it's like, well, why is she just what? She didn't even talk to you? Now now your grandchild is in another country? Like there's a lot of layers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of layers. Yeah.
Also, I mean, we don't know. This guy could be a terrible human being. He could be abusive. He could be all of these things. He could have raped her. He could have.
Well, then, that changes it, right?
It does.
She should have put it in the story.
Maybe she didn't want to call him out. I don't know. I'm just saying
You're right.
There's so many things. So as the mother of a son, my next question is, well, what happened to make her get to that point?
Well, and as playing Switzerland here and trying to give a little love, it might not have been anything.
Sure,
it might not have been anything. They just may not have. It could have been. If I'm being full transparency here, because that's what I do on this show, and that's my life. I'm an open book. I don't have anything to hide. My son's father and I were not in a relationship when we conceived LeVar, and I gave him the respect of the conversation. I already had made my decision. It's a woman's decision, but I knew that I was going to have my child, and I literally said from day one, you're either in or you're out. You can run, and I was by, and we don't ever have to talk again, because we were not in a relationship. But that was his choice to make. I could have went into hiding and never talked to him again and just disappeared. That would have been a real dick move.
Yeah, but
what's
also
key here
is you're not had the conversation.
Yeah, I had the conversation.
You had the conversation.
I don't feel like she fully thought that through either, because at the end of the day, again, we don't know the man, but at the end of the day, what's the impact on the unborn child that you have? You know, is that if this man is not a danger, let's just assume he's not. We'll just say he's not.
Sure.
If he's not a danger, he's not a dick, he's not abusive, then that was, man.
Absolutely.
You done fucked everybody down.
Again, I'm not denying that.
Yeah,
I am in agreement that that was a dick move, and she's definitely an asshole.
You're definitely an asshole, girl. Ooh,
this lighter. Is you got like something not so stabby.
Nope, we're going
stabby. And taking your baby to another country.
This one's not like super dark, but this one is interesting because, you know, as a group of friends, I can't wait to hear this because, anyways, am I the asshole for calling my friend's husband a jerk? Buckle up.
My gut instinct is no.
A friend of mine got married a few years ago and moved to a small town for her husband. Then a few months into the marriage, she got pregnant and was asked to quit her job to be a stay-at-home mom. She would often tell me she's miserable because she's away from her family, friends, no career, no help from her husband with baby.
I'm assuming are we inferring that he asked her to quit the job?
I would assume.
Okay.
Or maybe it was an agreement they came to, but it just says, was asked to quit her job. Yes. Apparently, he told her he will work to provide financially, but it is her job to take care of things at home, which she told me she never agreed to. But the reality was they don't have anyone else to take care of the baby, so she did what she had to do. She also told me he only works 2 weeks every month, has every other week off, but refuses to help her with the baby because of the agreement they had about splitting duties.
Oh, hell
Stephanie's
no.
like leaned back already. She's getting comfortable, ready to fire on this one. Because she lives 2+ hours each way away, we don't see her as often. She'd visit every 2 to 3 months, but always has her baby with her because he won't take care of the baby even for just a day, even if he's free at home, because his time is his own or with his buddies. I am frustrated for her, but I understand it's not my business to get involved in anyone's marital affairs, so whenever she vents, I just listen but don't comment. Seeing how much she struggles whenever she visits, for the past 2 years, I've been visiting her. I do work full-time, so I was only able to visit her once every 2 weeks or so. For the past few months, I've been going through a pretty rough personal patch. I've also started my MBA, got a puppy, so my schedule's been hectic. I was only able to visit her once a month. Last week, her husband texted me asking me how come I've been visiting less. I explained to him I have a lot going on right now. I'll do my best to visit as often as I can. He told me he had to deal with my friend being moody around the house because she hasn't been able to spend time with her friend and has no one but herself. A few days later, I get a call from him asking me to visit this weekend and stay the weekend because him and his buddies are planning a fishing trip. When I told him I couldn't, he got upset and called me low effort and selfish. I told him if he wants to go on a trip, that's something he should talk to my friend about, and this isn't on me. He then said, and I quote, "It's not like you have a family obligation, so why can't you make time for your friend?" I finally snapped and told him he was 2 weeks free from work every month, so he needs to make time, and he's a selfish jerk for putting this on me. After I hung up, I felt bad because I don't know if he's going to redirect the anger towards my friend. Was I the asshole for calling him out?
Nope. No.
Yeah.
Hard no.
No, you had that one coming, bro.
That's it.
You had that one coming.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. So I may be very fortunate in the sense where my husband and I carry the whole load with shared responsibilities. Everything, right? Financial, housework, helping with the child, sharing time with friends, making sure we have time, apart as individuals. I can't imagine. No, yeah, he's a jerk. He's a total jerk.
Yeah, no. I mean, this one's pretty black and white.
It's very black and white.
There are no holes in that story.
No.
No.
Zero. How bold of it was that fucking douchebag
Right.
to call out the friend like that?
Yeah,
I'll be
touche.
damned. If Eric called me and said that shit to me, I'd be like, nah, I'll be there right now. I'm gonna pick her up and we're gonna go. Tell your wife to pack a bag.
Right, because
we're out.
Because it was an asshole move on his behalf already, and you're like, oh, that's the energy you're bringing?
Yeah.
Let me go get my girl
Yeah.
and save her.
Yeah.
Because clearly, sir, you are out of your motherfucking gourd.
Just so selfish.
Yeah, that's wild.
Unbelievably selfish, right? Well,
That's wild.
I could not navigate in a relationship with someone that selfish.
That's
No.
wild.
I would lose it. I'm way too vocal. I'm way too... No.
Yeah, you gotta feel for that woman.
I did. I
right?
leaned back. I
know, you
did.
gotta get
I was like,
comfy over
oh,
there.
no.
I
Okay.
also don't have, we don't have the type of friends where if that were to happen, any of us would just be like, well, that's a conversation you might want to have with your wife.
Oh, yeah, I'm never gonna put it back on my girl. Like, yeah, like...
No, I'd be like, no, my loud ass is about to come over there and I'm going to tell you all about yourself while simultaneously packing a bag for my friend and their kid.
Look at
we're also
rage pack.
We're also not in a group where any of anybody's husbands or partners would ever do such a dickhead thing.
No, but if they
Nobody.
did, we are all so close. And I mean, like, we're close with each other's
Even
partners.
with each other's partners, where
with
we
each
can be
other's
like,
partners,
yeah,
where we
like,
can go, listen,
come
you are
on, bro.
losing
You're
your
out
ever-loving
of line.
mind.
Right.
Why are you, don't
Yeah.
talk to her that way.
Are
Don't
you
treat
high?
her that way.
Don't
Yes.
talk to me that way.
Are you- Yes. No
did
way.
you eat a bad gummy or something? Like, what the fuck is
Well,
wrong
and all
with
of our
you?
partners know better than to ever talk to any of our friends that way because they would get it from one, our friends would look at them and give it back, and then two, the ladies in their life would come back and they would get it twofold, right?
Yeah.
Like I would never, no.
Fucking disaster zone.
Absolutely,
Don't,
no.
not even. This one's we're gonna lighten
Do
it
we
up.
got time for one more?
We got
the
one
next.
more.
All right.
This one's we're gonna lighten it up. We'll end with the funny one because I went deep in those fucking three.
But the third one wasn't very deep. That was very like...
No, it was very black and white. The answer was, but it was
Clear
still,
cut.
it was still like it's sad though. You know, like it's
Yeah.
sad to know that
She is
somebody
not-
even
Men
gotta
out there
deal
like
with
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
she is, she's very
She ain't got
unhappy.
nobody for her. Am I the asshole for not offering a woman breakfast the morning after a hookup? I'm a 23-year-old man. I recently had a hookup with this girl that I met through a friend. Well, when she came over, she wound up staying the night. The next morning came, and I didn't make her or offer anything. She took this as rude and left my place, and I'm very unlikely to see or hear from her again. A few people I've talked to about this have told me that I was right, and I didn't have to give her anything. So what do you think? Do you think I'm the asshole?
No, man. Learn what a one-night stand is.
Yeah,
She seems a little high maintenance.
honestly. And
I mean, if you're trying to like have a relationship with this girl, it probably would have been a slick move to say, "Here's, I'm gonna bring you coffee. I'm gonna make you breakfast."
mean,
yeah,
but if this is just a,
I
just
mean,
a
it's the
fleeting
first
moment,
time you met her, and I mean, everybody's guilty of their own one night stands. But like, I didn't nobody ever make me breakfast.
It just
No,
seems kind of
No, I
it
gotta
seems
have
kind
the
of
note.
high maintenance, maybe.
Yes, it does, and a
Yeah.
little bit unrealistic. Like, or maybe like, you want to catch lunch later or something? Maybe you could try that. But like, expecting somebody to make you breakfast.
Well, and why didn't she say anything either? Like, do you want to catch lunch?
Yeah, or
let's
like,
go
yeah,
Last night
or
was
let's-
fun. Do you
let's
want to go
grab
get some coffee?
Yeah,
Let's
you
get
want to
some
grab some
breakfast.
Uncle Ernie's? Yeah, let's go get some breakfast or something.
Yeah.
But to expect somebody to make you breakfast, I am 37, never married. That ain't never happened for me. After like hooking up like with somebody.
I've been married almost 10 years.
I-
And breakfast. You know what I mean? It's expected. Like,
No, I make the motherfucking breakfast.
I've had so
It's
many.
on me. What am I? Maybe
Oh,
do I need to go to the kitchen and cook and see what you got? Maybe, but like
Breakfast
I'm
might
not
be my only
expecting
meal.
a man to make me breakfast. Like I thought, my man don't even make me
Ash
breakfast.
and I are kind of the same where like our husbands absolutely are the superior cooks, right? Like we'll bake it up. We'll bake some goodies, right? But the cooking wise, like meals,
The
our
only thing I
husbands
can do
are
is
best.
breakfast.
Like,
And even
it's my
then,
only
I like
meal.
burn the bacon because I
Didn't-
can't time
breakfast
shit.
Didn't you
is
and
my
John?
only
You
meal.
tried to make John a one night stand, and then you married him.
I did. I even
Did
like,
he make you breakfast after your?
No,
first
it was at my house. The one night stand was at my house, and I kicked him out the next morning. I just
John's
was
so
like,
sweet. He probably would have been like,
Ah.
"Can I make you some eggs?"
He probably would have been. He would have
John
been
would've.
fully
He would've,
prepared.
I'm
He would have.
sure.
He would have been like,
But I was
"Do you
just
like?
like,
How do you like your hash browns? Do you like crispy or do you like soft bacon? Do you take cream in your coffee?" I mean, that's that man. It is.
Yeah.
He's
And she'd be
wonderful.
like, get the fuck out.
She would,
I
too.
did.
And
I
I-
did.
and I'm
Every
down
one night
with
stand
you.
I've ever had, I've done that with. Bye.
The
Well, that's
very
what you're
definition of what you're saying is one night
Exactly.
stand.
This woman did not understand the assignment.
No, it's not one night stand
She
plus
did not
breakfast.
understand the assignment.
Okay,
Yes,
it's
like,
not one night stand plus breakfast.
There
There's
is
no
no-
add-on. There's no
No.
continental.
there is no such thing because then it's not a one night stand.
It's like a little. It's like an
It's a
after
date.
date.
That's a date. It's just a. It's just
If a meal is
reverse
included,
date.
It's an
if a meal is
extended
included,
date,
we're
yeah.
gonna classify it as a date, and that man was not trying to
For
spend.
real?
No, sir, you're
mean,
not
but-
an asshole.
No,
No, you're
you're
not.
not.
You're a
But
normal
you-
23-year-old man.
But you maybe need to pick better women for one night stands.
yeah, there probably were some flags earlier in the night.
A
that
friend of his or a friend of hers sent her to him.
Well, and then, but I'm quite sure throughout the night, maybe at some point, she probably, I don't know, if you expect a man to make you breakfast, you might be a little bit stage 5. She probably look a little clingy at some point in time along the way.
Oh, there was definitely a flag.
There had to have been a, I mean, maybe there was alcohol involved, you never know, that tends to,
I'm sure there's a lot of alcohol involved,
tends to make
right?
the flags look a little pink. Or it tends to make you excited, like, oh look, it's a carnival.
Oh,
I want to ride the
Go.
tilt-a-whirl.
I love carnivals. Sign me the fuck
I feel
up.
like men like the crazy though, right? You like the
So
like
do
the
women.
carnival ride. Well, true. I guess I'm sorry. Yes, people like the crazy for the one night stand, right? Like that's
Yeah, until it turns into a not a one night stand.
well until
Until it turns into a date.
she calls you a jerk for not making her breakfast. Oh my gosh, he is not. He is not
man.
an asshole for that. But
No, he's a very normal young man, and kudos to you, buddy. You didn't have no business having to do that for that chick.
Now go find another.
Yeah, go
now,
for
if you
it.
did like her though, then
Sure, give her a
then
call.
He could. If he did like her, it would have been smooth. Like if it would have
Oh,
came in
sure.
Yeah.
with the breakfast, like that would.
Yeah,
have been. But
'cause
clearly he wasn't into her
If
enough.
he wasn't,
Listen,
because you could
to
have
do it.
begged her by taking her to breakfast. You could have like when I say like you could have just
There would have been a second
been
date.
over.
You know,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
date. Sorry, there would have been a second encounter.
No, I can tell
Right?
you if somebody that I had a one night stand with tried to make me breakfast the next morning, I would not come back. I would,
This is
because
too
she
much.
was a savage.
But this is too much. Was
We didn't know Ashley then.
Was?
But we've only known Ashley married. I would have given anything to known Ashley as in college because she was a fucking savage. She was a
I was a
savage.
whole hoe.
classy, sassy, bougie, ratchet.
She was a savage. Oh Lord.
It is funny how like we meet each other in different like chapters, right? In different,
Yeah.
and we don't get to experience like that other version of you because we evolve. We are ever evolving. So now,
We have a podcast where we share all of it.
Right.
yes, that's great.
Weez, thanks for joining us.
Yay!
Thank you so much for voluntelling me to be here today.
You to join
so
us.
fun.
It was fun. It's always a good dynamic to bring on a guest, and especially when it's somebody you're close with, because we can talk about all the things. And it's easy. It's
and
effortless.
all the chaos.
And all the chaos, because chaos is inevitable.
But that's why there's wine, you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. And if you have any friends that need to be picked up from their dickhead husbands, call us.
Save them. Save them.
We ride it,